I was blocked by the grifter Grummz, a 57 years old gunner that not only lies to his audience and his supporters by not finishing his game that has been in development for 8 to 10 years. Yes, we have another roach that doesn't finish their game, which is typical with these dishonest content creators, if you can even call a guy that just posts on X a content creator. So how did this happen and why? He shared some comments on X about a supposed article that was lying about the developer of the game No Rest for the Wicked and said they were basically putting words in his mouth. Here is the post in question. He says, "Gaming press lies and claims No Rest for the Wicked is failing and that studio might close, but the game is beating Assassin's Creed Shadows and is older. Windows Central pick up a Discord post by CEO Thomas Mahler of Moon Studios and tries to call the game into question. Thomas responds, calling out the article and speculating that his non-politics is a reason the article was written. But since the patch, the game has been doing very well, even beating Assassin's Creed Shadows with a peak of 10,866 this past day. Assassin's Creed Shadows was 7,727. Yet the press calls Shadows a success while implying a game with more players is somehow a dud. Now let's go to the article itself and I will read to you some parts of the article, not entirely because a lot of these articles include a lot of padding and don't go to the point immediately. The article is titled Ori and the Blind Forest Studio head says they could be forced to shut down due to the impact of negative Steam reviews for No Rest for the Wicked. There is a part in this article that says, the negative comments generally seem to revolve around quality of life features and more clarity in-game on certain mechanics. While others lament the game's slant towards grinding materials, Moon Studios founder and lead Thomas Mahler recently commented on the impact the review cycle is having on game sales and issued a warning about what might happen to the studio if things don't improve. And they include several quotes of the developer, which he said on his own Discord. I think people think I'm joking when I am asking for positive reviews, cause in people's minds there is always some big publisher in the background who will cover costs. Folks, if you're writing here and are enjoying Wicked and are excited for future updates, but haven't left a positive review, it's entirely possible that we won't be around in a couple of months to do anything anymore simply because we got review bombed, which leads to people not buying the game, which means we are not making any money and we'll have to shut down. I will ask if our business wouldn't be dependent on it. I also never write reviews on anything, but if you want to see us actually finish Wicked, it's detrimental that we get that review score back up. And then they show the actual screenshot that proves this developer said those things. As you can see in this article, they are talking about what the developer said, but Grummz says this didn't happen. Now, let's go and see what the developer has to say about this. He made a post on X where he himself is making the whole thing about politics. He's saying that his lack of engagement in political discourse, or basically refusing to take a side, is what is making him a target, but the reality is that at no point the article even mentions politics. On this reply, he never denies what he posted on Discord himself, and what he does deny is that the game is not in immediate financial danger. So why did he say those things in Discord then? I think this guy basically just wanted to scare his customers into leaving good reviews for the game, but now it backfired for him and the journalist picked up on the story, made the article. The grifter Grummz read the article and decided to create a controversy about it to make some bucks with this and decided to lie about what really happened. And to be honest, probably Grummz didn't even read the article, the whole article. He probably just read the title of the article and thought it was a good way to bait his followers into create another controversy. What really happened? What is causing this developer to worry about the game reviews this much? Well, what neither the grifter Grummz or the developer are saying to you is that these guys recently released a patch, and this patch was very badly received to the point that the main developer said that it was the worst day of his life. People are mad about this new patch, and the developer has made a bunch of posts where he talks about this, and many posts where he clearly shows he's really obsessed with reviews on Steam, and he shows the concern he has about this. So as you can see, the negative reviews are happening because of this patch. They are not because of any political reasons. The reason is the badly received patch, and this also shows you that the developer of the game has expressed serious concerns over the negative reviews the game is receiving. So now the developer that supposedly never engaged in politics is falsely making everything about politics to hide the fact that their game is receiving bad reviews because of a recent patch that was very badly received. And Grummz, the ignorant and malicious grifter he is, just spews some bullshit on X without making any amount of research on the subject and probably without even reading the article. The article itself has screenshots of the comments that this developer made on his Discord, and because I dared to do what Grummz refused to do and show the truth, he blocked me. I don't have anything against the developer of No Rest for the Wicked or his game. In fact, I think it looks pretty cool and I would have already played it if not for it being in early access, and my Souls-like fatigue. Hell, I have even agreed and commended the developer for speaking what I have been saying for years, that Souls-like games stats barely matter, and most of the time they don't. Like defense for example, and I really like their vision of making stats really matter in their game. That is very good. And me making this video is not even against him, it's against Grummz, against this grifter. Remember when Grummz was shilling for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, when he said that having gay characters didn't mean the game was woke? This is the problem with these grifters. They are very easy to expose. You have to be mentally challenged to even fall for their rhetoric. I may make a video in the future exposing how to recognize a grifter, because it is certainly needed at this point. Clearly the world is filled with retards that really need to be treated like children.